the time and budget to redesign healthcare services is a difficult task. By thinking differently, there are teams all across the UK improving health outcomes for the British public. At AbbVie, we believe that recognising these improvements and giving these inspiring individuals a platform to share their ideas is key to sustaining the healthcare system. Working with a panel of independent judges, we have been on the hunt for the UK's best examples of sustainable healthcare.
An estimated 200,000 people live with AS in the UK, and alongside medication, exercise is the single most important thing someone can do to manage their condition.
People don't see pain, they can't really relate to what pain you're experiencing, and that pain day in, day out, and they say it gets worse when you actually relax at the end of a day. So when you're actually doing your day-to-day activities, you feel some release because you're physically doing exercise, you're releasing the tension, you're reducing the pain. But when you stop and relax at the end of the day, this is when it all kicks in at night time. It disturbs your sleep patterns, it affects your ability to sort of cope with the daily pressures. It then causes depression, anxiety and stress into your life as well, and it can have a knock-on effect on your family as well.
I spent 15 years trying to manage my own condition without any input from anywhere else, and that involved 5 years of being on crutches, then walking with a walking stick for a few years after that. As recently as 15 years ago, so after 10 years after diagnosis, I was told that officially I was disabled, and then I started exercising, find my own way of exercising, discovering what moderate exercise meant for me, because when you're diagnosed you're told to do moderate exercise.
However, under the current economic climate, the NHS doesn't have the resources or the funds to be able to provide regular physiotherapy and hydrotherapy. And in a survey of our members, over half of them said they hadn't had any access to physiotherapy. NASS Branches provide this much needed service. Our regular groups provide physiotherapy and hydrotherapy in a safe environment with physiotherapists who with a specialist interest in AS.
To deal with chronic pain on a daily basis actually is extremely wearing, and I know so many people who really struggle with that, and I have to say, for me, I'm one of those people who for years I would describe myself as being clinically depressed because I had to deal with this pain and there is no respite. One of our stated aims is to support those patients with AS and their families. That's the unmet need that NASS supports. Through the services that NASS provides through the branch network, providing physiotherapy and hydrotherapy to its patients, we save the NHS an estimated £1.3 million per year.
Well, it's made a difference insofar as it's given me my life back again. So I was like this when I went to see my rheumatologist in 1996, and that's when my treatment really started. And I first started coming to NASS, and over a period of time it's brought me back to almost normal, you might say.
Personally, it helped me feel like I was more part of a group of people who were able to help each other in a supportive and caring way, that reduced the isolation feeling that I had previously to that, as feeling like somebody who was, a relatively small number of people affected. I was staggered by just how many people are affected by AS and what the benefits are by getting together as a group and to actively look after your own health and to do the best you can to look after yourself and reduce your dependence on medication.
First time I came, I was 30, I'd just been recently diagnosed. I came and I watched the class. I was really kind of upset. I think once I got my head around it and the people were so lovely and welcoming, I thought, yeah, this is it. I'm coming in. I've been coming for 22 years, so. The benefits I get are a lot of positives from people that I exercise with experiencing the same pain as me. Until you actually have been diagnosed with it and you come to the classes, you won't understand the mental side of it as well. So this is really, really good. It's positive. It keeps you all going because you all understand each other.
One thing I'd like to get out of this whole exercise is actually people sharing what it's like to have AS and see whether people who haven't got AS can identify with any of the conditions that we are describing. Because actually, one of the biggest challenges with AS is that you've got over 200,000 people in the UK affected by it, and yet it's taking 8.5 years to get a diagnosis. And that's because people don't know what AS is.